Fox News Alert. This is a story that we started yesterday, the paid network behind some of the pro-Iran protests we've seen across the country. So who's organizing them? Who's paying for them? Well, they appear to be well-funded, coordinated, branded, in fact, and they look a lot like the other protests that we've seen pop up before. Whether or not it was ICE or pro-Palestine, it's the same sign, same language, same structure, literally the same font. Some of the protesters are also the same. They're being paid up to a full salary. Investigative journalist Nate Friedman has been digging into paid protesting, and he recently confronted an education director of a group that we told you about yesterday, the People's Forum. They've been receiving funds from a pro-China, pro-CCP American businessman.
Get a real job, be a real journalist, and do something for something in your life.
How can you say with a straight face for me to get a real job? How can you keep a straight face and say that? Did you or did you not get $20 million from Roy Neville Singham? You can't deny it. There it is.
Meet Layan Fulihan. She's a paid protester. Her base salary is $70,000 with an additional compensation of $8,649. So who is this woman getting paid $80K a year to protest? Layan is a Columbia alum with a Palestinian background. She holds a full-time staff position as an educator at the People's Forum as she protests all around New York City.
Now, we have not independently verified the claim that $20 million flowed from Neville Roy Singham, who we told you about yesterday, to that person. We do know, and that amount, not for sure, but we know other funds were directly tied to groups like the People's Forum. That figure was reported by the Free Press. Now, host of the Nate Friedman Show, Nate Friedman, joins me now. Nate, great work. You're doing great work on the streets there, often in New York City, confronting, getting to know, actually. That's the best way to describe it. Getting to know these protesters.
Yeah, thank you. I've gotten to know them quite well over the last year.
And how is that? Is it that you're seeing this? I've seen some of your videos, but it's that you're seeing some of the same people at every protest, handing out the same signs or virtually the same signs.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I thought that this was grassroots. I mean, after Trump won the election, I was just wanted to see what these anti-Elon protests were about, because this was a crowd of people that used to love Elon Musk, and now they were calling him a Nazi. So I just went to go and see what that was all about. And then when I arrived, they had, these guards saying, I can't be let in to talk to the protesters. Don't talk to Nate. And this is odd. This is not natural. So that's why I started looking into it.
Yeah, Nate, yesterday here on this show, we laid out some of the groups, the Answer Coalition, the People's Forum, Code Pink, that are really the funding mechanisms through which a lot of these people receive some money. And we did lay out the billionaire who at least is one of the biggest contributors to many of those groups, in Neville Roy Singham. But what you've been able to do is also identify the people on the ground. So in that instance, that lady, she's a full-time paid protester, organizer. There's got to be a lot like her that you see in the crowds.
Yeah, that's right. So how we got Layan was I saw that there was a Columbus Circle Iran protest scheduled for 5 o'clock. You guys, we all see the same signs. They got to come from somewhere. So I went to the People's Forum about 2 hours before they headed out to the protest, and I see all the signs carefully laid out before they go out there. And I also checked to see if they have a back door after they saw me, because I imagine they don't want the viral clip of them all carrying the signs into the van. And I didn't see that option for them, so they had to just come to the front door, and I saw Layan managing everything. And I look at their 990 forms, and she's being paid close to $80,000 a year to be an educator at the People's Forum.
And to be clear, Nate, you've seen these same paid protesters at anti-Elon, anti-ICE, pro-Palestine, in this case, dealing with the war in Iran.
That's right. For example, David Chung, who works at the People's Forum, also as a general manager, being paid close to $80,000 a year. You can learn more about him at natefriedmanshow.com/Freeman Files. But he's being seen at almost every protest that I go to, much less now after we exposed him. But yes, it's the same people.
And last note on this, Nate, I think what's important to know is there are people on the streets who have no idea what they're wrapped up in. I'm sure that's to be the case. Well-meaning, impassioned New Yorkers or Minnesotans who join these protests. But I think what's revealing here is the spark and the organization behind what they get wrapped up in is totally manufactured. And even if you were one of those protesters, you might want to know that you've become a pawn in someone's larger plan.
That's right. They are so against Trump, though, that I'll tell you, I asked one protester, do you know that your sign is being printed by, with the help of a billionaire? And they kind of weasel themselves out of that question. So you would be surprised. Whatever it is that's against Trump, they're happy to be a part of it.
No matter who's funding it, no matter who's starting it, no matter the instigator, the initiator, or the spark, it doesn't matter, because in the end, it's anti-Donald Trump. That's really fascinating. For the rest of us, it's good to remember exactly what's behind this, and you're doing great work there. Nate Friedman, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, before we go, the Will Cain Show made multiple requests, once again, for a comment ahead of today's segment to Lion Fuleon, Neville Roy Singham, the People's Forum, and the Goldman Sachs Philanthropy Fund, through some of which this money flows, and we did not receive a response. All right, ahead, an attempted ISIS-inspired terror attack on American soil. The suspects, though, tied to naturalized citizens that we welcome into our country. So, how do you police radicalization? Is it possible? Is this a story of terror, or is this a story of immigration? My thoughts next.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.